Hello everybody and welcome to my living room. I am not behind one of my bars. I am participating in today's homecoming from my home. And so I thought you wouldn't mind if I made you today's drink from my home bar. Welcome to my home. Before I make us a drink to toast the end of today's conference, which was great, I just want to say a word about cocktails in Belfast because cocktails are kind of important to Belfast and Belfast has been kind of important to cocktails. First thing I want to recognize is that the Belfast cocktail, which was invented by me, but the Belfast cocktail was included in Dale de Graaf's The New Craft of the Cocktail. This is the first revision of a book called The Craft of the Cocktail, which is probably the most important cocktail book ever written, certainly the best-selling cocktail book ever written by a mile. And we should all be thrilled that the Belfast cocktail is now in this book. The New Craft of the Cocktail, just released in the United States, will be released in Ireland in a week or two, I think. This is the tome. This is the Bible of cocktails. And this was a drink we invented. It's been served in bars in New York and Boston and Belfast and a number of other cities, and I'm super thrilled that it got in here. And so you should go pick up that book if you can, when you can. If you're in the United States, it's available now. I'm actually doing a book launch event with Dale in a couple of weeks, which is already sold out. So super, Belfast cocktail. We're not making that drink. We're making a different drink. So I wanted to make a drink with the Dead Rabbit Irish Whiskey. The Dead Rabbit Irish Whiskey, the Dublin Liberties Distillery, is making this whiskey in collaboration with Jack McGarry and Sean Muldoon, who were, of course, at the Merchant Hotel and then went on to open the Dead Rabbit, the most famous Irish bar in the world. Two favorite sons of Belfast who keep bringing praise upon them and upon Belfast for all that it is they do. This is a fantastic Irish whiskey, a whole new flavor profile to the market. It's a grain whiskey and a malted whiskey. It's really fantastic and it's really reasonably priced, and I can't keep it on the shelves, and I'm happy to be doing it. So we're going to build this cocktail. It's an all liquor cocktail. It's not a shaken cocktail, so we're going to make it in a mixing glass. There's going to be no shaking. There's no tin, you see. It's a simple cocktail. It is an ounce of Irish whiskey. You'll see that I'm making this cocktail in this little 4-ounce graduated glass, which of course we would never do in the restaurant. It's an ounce of dry vermouth, which we would never do in the restaurant. We have jiggers that we use in the restaurant for speed. I find this very helpful for home bartenders to have a graduated 4-ounce little glass like this. Makes things very easy. The other ingredient in this drink is sloe gin. You can find Hayman's sloe gin or Plymouth sloe gin either in the United States or in Ireland. But this is a really special sloe gin. So the recipe in the book calls for a half an ounce of sloe gin. I'm going to put in 3/4 of an ounce because I've got a really amazing sloe gin. This is homemade, which was a wonderful tradition. The sloe berries are harvested as the fall comes about. Now you would go and harvest the sloe berries. In hedges you'll pick them. These were harvested by my friends the Pedlows, Lawrence and Anne-Marie Pedlow, and their kids picked these berries from, they live hard by the loch shore at Loch Ney, and they make sloe gin, and they give me some for Christmas, which is a wonderful tradition. They've done it several years, and I don't drink enough sloe gin, so I haven't drunk this yet. So, and it's precious, right? So you don't want to just open it whenever you can. So anyway, sloe berries, of course you all know if you don't know, you should know Seamus Heaney wrote a poem about harvesting the sloes that is really lovely short thing to do this time of year. So the other thing I have, this is absinthe over here, and you know they say absinthe makes the heart grow fonder. That's a terrible joke, and I shouldn't have made it, and I apologize. So because I only really want a dash of it and in that big bottle, and of course now I'm on video, I don't want to screw it up, so I put it a little bit in here to be able to control just how much goes in there. If you don't have the absinthe or pastis, it's not a big deal. You know, this drink will survive without it. It's just a little bit nicer if you throw in, I don't know, 1/3 of a bar spoon, kind of a dash. And then I'm going to throw in a dash of Angostura bitters. 1 dash in a dasher bottle. They call this a dasher bottle because you can do that with it with a little top on it. And that's the dash, right? No need to measure. This is a Japanese style mixing glass. We're going to put some ice in there. If it were in the restaurant, we might chill the mixing glass first. Certainly would chill the glass first. Honestly, I don't really feel that makes that big a difference. A lot of my peers disagree with me, but I'm not slavish about chilling the cocktail glass. I think if it's a thin enough glass, it's not really going to make that much difference anyway. But with an all liquor drink, as this is, we don't shake. You shake glasses that have juices in them. You stir glasses that, you stir cocktails that are all liquor, as this one is. And you stir it until the outside of the glass begins to frost. You're not trying to aerate these drinks. When you have juice or some non-alcoholic ingredient, you're chilling and aerating a drink. You don't want to aerate an all liquor drink like this. Now, some of these liquors are not very high proof, like sloe gin and vermouth, which is basically a fortified wine. So while this is technically an all liquor, no non-alcoholic ingredient drink, it's not very strong. Not as strong like a martini or a Manhattan. And you'll notice the glass I'm about to pour it in is called a small martini glass. It's also called a Nick and Nora glass because it was the kind of glass that was what all liquor drinks were served in the 20s and 30s. And if you look at the old Nick and Nora movies, the early ones have them drinking martinis a lot, and they're always drinking martinis out of this glass. The later movies don't show them drinking martinis because the ratings board made them stop drinking martinis when they released the movies. And so for morality's sake, they stopped drinking even out of the small glasses. This is a Julep Strainer. It is not one of the big strainers that you see with the spring around them. Oops. The Julep Strainer is designed for the glass, for the cocktail mixing glass. The spring container is for when you're pouring out of a metal tin. It's got a wider mouth to it and it fits on it better. The garnish for this drink is going to be a flamed orange twist, basically making kind of a little medallion of orange peel here with just a touch of the pith on the back of it, just to give it a little bit of structure. But the flavor all has to come from the orange end of the orange. And we're going to be a little bit fancy here, and we're going to flame this orange twist. So you want to get a nice big fire, use a match. You can use a lighter, but this is way more analog. And then watch this. Very dramatic. You can drop this twist in there, which I like, or maybe not. You can put the twist on the side, but this is a flamed orange peel. I think that's on the cover of Dale's book. Oh yeah, that's what Dale's doing on the cover of his book. Fantastic garnish for Manhattans, a lot of other things. This is the Blackthorn Cocktail, as appears in the new Craft of the Cocktail by my friend Dale DeGroff. I am Francis Schott from Stage Left Steak in Catherine Lombardi and Stage Left Wine Shop in New Brunswick. And I want to raise a glass to toast the 2020 Belfast International Homecoming. You guys pulled it off. You did a great job in very challenging times. And I hope and pray that in the Belfast International Homecoming 2021, we are all in the same room, and I will make you cocktails. I will make you 100 cocktails, and I will enjoy raising a glass with you in person. But for now, congratulations, Sláinte. I'm going to drink that afternoon.